Money talks, how richly ironic for the middle act at a comedy club. I took Amtrak down here from New York yesterday, so that's pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Not the Acela, though. That's a little rich for my blood. I like their sales pitch, though. Hey, we'll get you to Baltimore 11 minutes faster for only $400 extra. It's a good deal, Amtrak. Sign me up. I am taking Greyhound home tonight at 12:40 in the morning. That is not a lie. That's me looking for donations or charitable contributions to get me out of this lifestyle. So if there's a report on the news tomorrow about a comedian struck down in the prime of his career, it's not me because I'm not in the prime of my career, but I might be an afterthought to that article in terms of what happens on the Greyhound bus to New York at 2 in the morning. It's pretty gross, probably. Anyway, Greyhound, though, not good, though. In case some of you don't know what I'm talking about, Greyhound is not good. It's really not even a mode of transportation, right? It's more of a cry for help. Right? I actually don't refer to it as Greyhound anymore. I just call it the anti-Olympics. Because every time you get on a Greyhound bus, it looks like every nationality is their worst representative. Yeah, for the 12th year in a row, worst body odor, it's the Amish. Yes, Ezekiel, it does smell like crap on here because you and your brood of 17 are wearing 3 layers of homemade garments, and it's July. I was unaware that deodorant was part of Satan's plan, but perhaps you could churn some butter-flavored shit to stick under your armpits so that my ride to Cleveland doesn't smell like a barnyard full of jock straps. Peace be with you. I do fly to some gigs. Southwest usually, because I'm a 1%er. And all right, so 3 of you are doing well and got that joke. The rest of you are like, stop bragging about your 2 bags fly free lifestyle. All right. Well, Southwest, they are very cheap, if you don't know. Very cheap airline. That's sort of their signature. But what I do like about them is they have open seating, which means when you get on the plane, you take whatever seat you want, which is cool. Right? The little lady sitting where you want to seat, fuck her. Right? She read the fine print. This is survival of the fittest airline. And I usually take an aisle seat because I'm very tall, so the aisle seat's good. Because I'm a pretty big guy, a lot of the time I don't get a middle seat person, which is nice. You know, double seat for a cheap fare. It's pretty good. Except if it's a full flight, then I get the worst person on the plane, because my middle seat's like the last one to get filled, so it's always the worst person on the plane, so that sort of sucks. And this happened a few months ago. I was flying to Minnesota, and sitting in my aisle seat doing my Let's Not Crash prayer, and then see a woman get on the plane, and I go, time to reprioritize the prayer. I said, don't let her sit next to me. I will take my chances in the air, but not next to her. So she goes walking by my seat, and I said, thank God. And then 10 seconds later, she double backs, and I was like, oh shit. And she goes, can I sit in there? And I was like, sure, come on in. Now, I'm not exaggerating for joke purposes. 5'5", 350. Yeah. Very thick, a very thick woman. Baby had back, front, side, middle, top, down. Her body was an entire Sir Mix-a-Lot album. That's how big she was. You know, she was the kind of big where you know she's good in bed. Like, I'm talking that kind of big. Right? Thank you, 3 honest gentlemen, for laughing. The rest of you obviously just fuck all the models in Timonium. So let me clarify. The best women in bed, ladies and gentlemen, without question, are crazy women, of course. And I don't mean let's go to Magooby's on a Saturday crazy. I mean fucked up. Like pills, therapy, trauma, real disasters. You know, like touched by the hand of God or a step-parent. I'm talking that kind of sexual talent. You can't compete with that. Of course they're #1. But the surprise silver medal finish, big girls. That's right, because they give a shit. Right? They're like the Rudies of hooking up. They may not all be blessed with the natural talent, but they give 110%, and I admire that. All about hard work. It's the American way. So anyway, this woman is in my row. She sort of shoehorns her way into the seat. And she was doing this thing you rarely see. She was actually breaching the armrest above and below. Real power move. And I didn't care. It's a short flight, so I'm like, whatever. But then she kept drawing attention to it, which was weird. She kept apologizing for it. That was what got weird. She's like, sorry. This sucks. I'm sorry. I know this sucks. I'm sorry. And I said, stop it. It's okay. I'm no small fry either. Even though in my head I was like, you need to lose weight now. But I was like, okay, it's fine, don't worry about it. We're cool. Besides, I know what's happening. My left thigh hasn't stopped sweating since you sat down. It's okay. A lot of friction between us. One of us came, I'm not telling who, but one of us came. So it's fine, it's a short flight, we'll be done soon. Don't worry about it. So we're getting along great. A little while later, the flight attendant comes by with the dime bags of pretzels. Want some snacks? Yeah, I'll take some pretzels. Says to her, she goes, can I get 2? I'm not trying to be a jerk. I know the bags are small. No. Because you just spent the last 15 minutes apologizing. Now, I'm not so sure I can believe that apology, because you're asking for double snacks. So here's what we will do. You're going to have 1 bag of pretzels. You're going to leave the flight 3:49. We're going to high five on your progress. It's a true story. All right, so what else can I tell you about myself other than that I'm a hero of the skies of America? I'm actually, you probably can't tell from looking at me, I am half black. That is a true story. My father is black, and I know that's weird to people, because I have a mirror too. I know what I look like. And I'm not even Derek Jeter black, really. Like I got removed out of the easy bake oven like 5 minutes before Jeter. So I get it. But it's true, but my mom is 100% Irish, which is like the racist Clorox bleach of ethnicities. So you get a Sicilian Adam Sandler. That's what you get. So thank you, sir. People love the face jokes. But yeah, people want to know though, they're like, because I get 2 reactions when I tell people I'm half black. Black people, they mull it over for like 3 seconds and then it's like, all right, welcome to the family. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. And that's it. That's the end of discussion, I'm in. White people, a little more skeptical. You know, like, yeah, really? Huh, okay, wow, okay, yeah, okay, sure, all right, well, it's cool. What that is, they don't mean any of what they're saying. That's a stall tactic based on how long they've known me, going back in time, figuring out, have I said racist shit in front of this dude that I thought was Italian? And when you think about it, it's kind of wrong of him to just stand there and not let me know up front. You should have been up front about that, rather than let me walk around like an asshole, thinking he was down with what I was saying. It's not cool, that's actually his fault, now that I think of it. So yeah, my dad, people ask, the follow-up is like, oh, your dad must be pretty light-skinned. I'm like, nah, he's not that light-skinned. Like, he's kind of Morgan Freeman black, right? You know, it's legit, right? Kind of a dusty milk chocolate. It's pretty good. You know, he's not Amistad black, let's not get carried away. But he's narrate movies black, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I like it. I like the combo. Haitian, he's actually Haitian, that's where he's from. Not Haitian, he's from Haiti. But thank you, table, for getting that joke. But yeah, Haitian and Irish, that's the combo, which still, even though we have a Kenyan-Irish president, Haitian and Irish still too far for some people in 2016, because I always get the Haitian and Irish? Wow, that's weird. How did they meet? And I'm like, work! That's it, boring, very boring story. They met at work. No, my mom does not work for the Miami Coast Guard. So, I came up with a different one for people, different origin story for my X-Men character. So I'm like, yeah, it is weird how they met. I'm glad you asked. Mom, working class Irish girl from New York City. Dad, one of 10 kids, grew up in a small village in Haiti. And then my mom started sponsoring my dad for 46 cents a month. School, you'd send her postcards telling her how the school was coming along that her money was helping build. Obviously, intimacy was a problem at first. What with the flies always buzzing around my dad's face. You've seen his commercials. But love conquered all, and here I am, so it's got a happy ending. But, I like to look for racism. I know some people feel there's too much race talk today, but I like to look for more subtle racism, you know, because I like to term myself an undercover half-brother. So I like to look for more subtle types of racism. So I see it at bars a lot in New York with bouncers. You know, because bouncers in New York basically come in two types. It's probably nationwide, but two types, white and black. Now white bouncers, all the same, 6'5", 250, you know, look like they spar MMA or they're getting ready for the next film starring The Rock. You know, big dudes, intimidating. And then black bouncers at bars, any size. Some of the size of Shaquille O'Neal, some of the size of Kevin Hart. Doesn't fucking matter. The message there is clear. If they're black, scary. I mean, come on, like when I'm handing my ID to a guy, it's like, I don't know what kind of Klansman you're here to intimidate, but okay. But I just feel like going for a job as a bouncer, like if you're black, it must be like having Harvard on a regular resume, right? You know, you just show up and they're like, all right. It says here you got a background in black. That's fantastic, that'll come in handy. No, it doesn't matter that you're 4'1" and wheelchair bound. You will scare the crap out of 90% of our clients. Perfect, yeah, here's your clipboard and ear thingy, go bounce. There you go. But, I don't know, my dad, since we're on black subject still, my dad, he just turned 85 this year. It's very good. Yeah, get it up, I did it. I did it, everybody, I'm an old dad. 85 though, that's old. That's like 206 in white years, just to translate it to something like that. My dad is actually 3 Black Lives Mattering. That is the conversion rate. He's an old man. But at that age now, he has to wear Depends. You know what they are, you party. But for those of you that don't know, they're adult diapers, and they're not as fun as they sound. Because I have to buy them for him sometimes, and I don't like buying them because I don't even like the name of the product. Mistake right there, Depends. I would have gone with Dependables, Reliables, right? That's kind of the characteristic you want in that product. Depends sounds more like a question, right? Excuse me, will these hold the full load of urine of a grown man? Oh, I don't know, depends. Why don't you get them home and find out? All right, cool, I will, thank you. Thank you for the help. Hey, if an 85-year-old drops a giant deuce in these, will the odor blocking technology stop it from fucking up the whole house? I don't really know, it depends, I guess. You gotta get them home, maybe do some field research for us, get back to us in an email. That would actually be very helpful. Okay, will do, thank you. Glad I can be part of the team. Very awkward thing buying them. Obviously I can get my dad the Magnum Depends. And but it's very awkward process buying them. Because I figured I go to a store, you know, I'm 37, nobody's gonna think they're for me. And you kind of want it to be a perfect world where it's like, hey, some young lady will see me in the drugstore buying Depends. And she'll go, hey, that guy's buying adult diapers. He must be helping the elderly. That's a good dude. I should blow him. Right? That's how a perfect world would work. And I know some of you are thinking that's insane. But of course, if I had like a Porsche or a Lamborghini, it'd be like, well, of course you suck that guy's dick. He's got a great car. Helps the elderly? No way, I'm not a whore. No, thank you. You've got to earn my love. But, but I don't get that, obviously. That's not what happens. You get more of the weird looks like, are those for him? I don't know, he's like young-ish, but like maybe he was in combat and like took a bullet somewhere and now he's walking around with a pants load of shit in our drugstore. Gross. And he's gigantic. It's probably one of those Jurassic Park Triceratops shits. Don't look at him, don't look at him. God, let's just get out of here. And then there's the actual physical purchase of the item, because everybody here has probably had to buy something sensitive in the drugstore. But 99 out of 100 times something small, physically small, so what you do is you get that thing, and then you create a fucking landfill of like 40 items on top of it, just to throw them off, so you hope the cashier gets in like a Steph Curry rhythm, and it's just like, just shooting perfectly, and doesn't even see your item. right? And you're like, yes, did it. But not with Depends. No, those only come in Costco large boxes. So just like a billboard for shitting your pants walking around the store. Is that guy paid to advertise those? No, he's just buying? Oh, gross. Gross. Don't be fooled by those NFL commercials they run on Sundays either. You know, where some dude, like 40 years old, just retired, still jacked. He's just walking around going, yeah, sometimes I shit my pants, but it's cool. It's not all bad news in my life, folks. 2016 was a big year. I adopted a dog. Yeah, I am a hero. Thank you. Thank you. Feels good. Feels good. I mean, my carpet stinks of urine, but it feels good inside, where my nose can't reach. Yeah, interesting adopting a dog. I'm from New York City, progressive place, and I learned the hard way, if you want to get with progressive women, can't go to a pet store for your dog. I said, look at my dog, I go to a pet store, and then you get this, like, you like feel the collective vagina of the whole city dry up. You know, like you just said you were Bin Laden and Hitler's love child. They're like, pet store? You can't go to a pet store. There's dogs that need adopting. You're going to a pet store? I'm like, all right, I'll adopt one. But what do we do with the dogs in the pet store? Should I just go burn that place down or something? Wrong place, wrong time. Sorry, you're in a pet store, but I gotta get laid. So I adopted one from the South. She was from Tennessee by way of Kentucky. And all my friends up north that adopt dogs, they're all coming from the South. Like there's this new underground railroad for like mistreated dogs, like coming up north to freedom. And I'm just some fucking begrudging Harriet Tubman, like, yeah, come on in, ruin my life for 10 to 12 years, it's okay. But my dog's okay by the standards of adopted dogs, but I didn't know how messed up I needed to get the dog to prove myself. I was like, all right, well, this one's got 2 legs and is dyslexic. Can we bang now? Is this one, like, messed up enough? We're good? We're good now? Well, my dog's pretty good. She's pretty good. She's half golden retriever. But yeah, golden retrievers are awesome. I didn't know you could find an abandoned golden retriever. I thought they were like the big-titted blondes of the dog world. Like, you never see a blonde with big tits homeless, right? You know, like, ma'am, there's definitely a home for you somewhere. Someone will provide you with shelter and food for what you're bringing to the table. I am certain of it. That's what I thought of golden retrievers. Maybe it's because my dog's only half golden retriever. But she's half golden retriever, half something else. I don't know what, and I try not to bring it up because I don't think it was consensual. But she's a good dog. She's cute. She looks kind of like a miniature blonde Labrador. So she's a cute girl. And they found her, like I said before, they found her abandoned in a trailer park in Kentucky. Oh, very sad. But I see the way the dogs look at her in the dog park. I'm pretty sure my dog is DTF. Yeah. Come on. With that backstory, a blonde abandoned in a trailer park in Kentucky? That's the biography of a whore if I ever heard one. If my dog were human, she'd be doing porn and MMA. That's how fucked up her life story is. But she's all right now. I got her in Bible study, so she's on the right path. But she's very expensive. That's what they don't tell you. She's got a lot of mental problems. She's scared of me, which is sort of cool sometimes, but also not. Because her previous owner had to have been a man. She's very scared of men. So I guess the dog people were like, hey, she's scared of men. So I know what we'll do. We'll send her to the biggest man she's ever going to see in her life. That should work. I'm like, wait, was Shaq not available to adopt this dog? So she pees a lot. Like when she's nervous, she'll be like happy to see me, but also still like, I know you give me food and you're cool, but like, you're still a man. And then she starts peeing. I'm like, no, I'm not angry, I'm not angry. And then she starts peeing. I'm like, guess what? Now I'm angry. Should have called you a self-fulfilling prophecy, you canine lemonade stand. Her name is Cookie. Cookie is her name. Yeah, very cute. She's all right. She's got a good spirit. She tries. But the vet is very expensive. They don't tell you that when you're handing over some money and getting your congratulations, you're a hero email. They don't tell you the vet's expensive. So that's why I'm now actually raising Cookie as a Christian Scientist. It's the right choice for our family. You know, yeah, I'd like to get rid of those tumors, of course. But that's actually against her beliefs. We're gonna let the power of prayer take over on this one. We got a lot of couples here tonight, right? Where are the couples by a round of like... There you are, there you are. There they all are. Yeah, there's some resentment among the men, like, we always say just hang out and play video games and all we do is Netflix. Well, we're out. Can you laugh at this guy? He's working hard. We're out. I took you out. We had dinner. Went to Chili's or whatever the hell's near here. Come on. But yeah, I just have advice for the gentlemen out there in terms of social media and your significant other. So this goes out to the guys or the tops. I want to be inclusive. But the women, social media is really good for women to walk that line that they love walking, which is the line between passive-aggressive and mental torture. Facebook is great for that. So my advice: to win the battle, win the war. Don't even fight the war. Don't be Facebook friends with your girlfriend or your wife, or your bottom, once again. Trying to be inclusive. Don't do it, because we all know how it happened. After the show, go put up a picture of you and your lady from the show, okay? Tomorrow you wake up, look at that, 25 likes, 28 likes. People respect this relationship. That comedian didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Then let her put up a picture tomorrow by herself. Wake up the next day, 315 likes. And you're like, you only have 180 friends. Who the fuck are all these people? And she's like, what? Why are you being weird? You're being weird right now. You're being so weird. Like, relax. And you're like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'm being weird. I'll relax. So you go check. You're like, oh, look at the comments. It's public. Look at the comments. First comment, OMG, beautiful. You're like, yeah, but who are you? And it's like, all right. 10 comments down, hot! Starts to get aggressive. 10 more comments down, the dude just took a picture of himself jerking off. You're like, that I can be mad at, right? That's aggressive. But then you look closer and you see she's liked all the comments. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt this Facebook train that was getting run on you. I'll leave. That's rude of me. That's my bad. Don't let a woman write on your page, right? You write a joke, post a picture, a lady writes a comment, all of a sudden you got a private message 5 minutes later. Who the fuck is this? That's my sister. Well, she's acting like a real slut, so I should tell her to stop. I think being in a relationship today, people don't get enough credit for how difficult it can be today to be in like a solid, committed relationship. Because I think technology has forced people to communicate more. I know this will sound weird because a lot of people think technology is separating us, making us less interactive with each other. But when it comes to intimate relationships, I think technology is fucking over people today. Like, let me just bring you back into my time machine. 1996, let's go, okay? Say you want to rent a movie, okay? What do? You're sitting around, you're like, well, it's 1996 and I don't work for the government, so I don't even know what the internet is. So when I'm at work, I'm doing work. Yeah, wait, just for you younger folks, there used to be a time in this country where when people went to work, they accomplished tasks. That was part of the deal with going to your job each day, was to do things. And so you don't know what's out. So you're like, well, I don't know what's out. What do you want to see? And we're like, well, why don't we go to our video store? We'll figure it out there. You know, we'll look around and see what came out this week or in the last month. So you're like, all right, let's do that. So you drive to your video store, right? Blockbuster, or if you're a piece of shit, Suncoast. And you're there. And you're like, all right, well, you go this way, I'll go this way. We'll pick out some movies for each other. Like, we'll come back, have a summit, and we'll whittle it down to 1 or 2, and then we'll go. So you do that, you pick 1 or 2, maybe you get some dinner on the way home, and then, oh, lo and behold, an hour and a half of our lives just went by, and all we did was rent a movie. That's it. And guess what? When you hit that 10-year anniversary, all those useless movie trips, those add up towards your total time. Now that's bullshit time, but it counts. So in that 10-year anniversary, there's like 4 months worth of movie trips. It's like, but that counts. But nowadays, you go home, if you want to watch a movie after this show, you go home, you're like, well, I know what the fuck is that. I've had it marked on my Amazon whatever for the last 2 months, so it came out yesterday, so I want to rent that. Hit 6 presses of the remote, you're watching your movie. Well, now you've got an hour and a half that's going to come and bite you in the ass one of these days. Because that hour and a half now is going to have to be filled with listening, or caring, or understanding. Those are the 3 things that fuck up relationships when you gotta do those things if one person doesn't want to do them, right? If you both want to do it, it's great, but if one person's like, this story again? It's like, you're so mean. Well, your story fucking sucks. I put up with it once. Why can't we just go rent a movie for 2 hours? Right? And you can, to illustrate it, you can go even further back in time, just to really illustrate the point, is that go back to like 1916, okay? When you wake up at 6 in the morning, you get out of bed, you walk 13 miles to your coal mining job, right? You mine some coal, 12 hours later you walk home, 12 more miles, whatever I said in the beginning of this joke, and you go home, you say 5 words to your wife, you fuck, and you fall asleep. That's a relationship that can last 80 years. Like, you don't have enough time. All you're doing is producing babies and getting black lung. That's all you've got time for in your life. You don't have enough time in your life to get to your first fight. Okay? Now, nobody's coming home from that job going, well, what did you do today, honey? No, it's just like, let's fuck, I'm tired. It's perfect. But nowadays, it's getting worse and worse. More people work from home. That's where I think you're going to see divorce rates skyrocket. It's just like, God, you guys have only been married 8 months. What happened? He was just around a lot. In fact, he was always around. He was there all day. That was like a 30-year old-timey relationship. So if we lasted 30 years, you would have been like, well, you gave it a try. You got a good conversion rate. So, I don't know. I am selling CDs after the show if you're interested. True story. The proceeds go to the impoverished son of a Haitian man. So let's help those folks out. You know that. But seriously, I have 3 different albums. They're 10 each, or you get all 3 for 20. So, but come take a card and say hi after. You don't have to buy anything. But I do want to end on an interesting note. And I don't know the politics of this room, so this isn't a political bit. But I'm fascinated by our president-elect. He's an interesting fellow. I didn't vote for him. Sue me. I didn't. No, it's like, no, I didn't vote for him, but I will give the devil his due, and I think he may actually be the devil. But I will give, so, I'm not even speaking necessarily in analogy form, I'm just literally calling him Satan. But they messed it up though, right? Satan's supposed to be red, not orange. But I'm just messing around, folks. Come on, he's not gonna make it 2 years before he's impeached. Let's go. No, but the point of this is I will admit there are things about him that I truly admire. Even if I don't like him as a political figure, there are things about his life, about the way he carries himself that I do admire. And I just thought to myself one day, I was like, I wish I could do comedy the way Donald Trump has done politics. He just did it on his own terms, didn't play by anybody's rules, and just did his own way. Because this show would have been so different if I could have done comedy like Donald Trump. Instead of doing what I did, it would have just been like, believe me, people, okay? Let me tell you something right. I love comedy, okay? I love comedy, and I love Timonium. This is the real America, people. This is the real America. No, believe me, I'm from a big city. I respect big cities, but I know this is where the real people are, okay? And I love the people. Yes. But I came here to do comedy, okay? And I gotta admit, I've only been doing comedy for like 17 minutes, okay? But I'm already being told I'm one of the best. I've read it. I'm not saying it, but I kind of agree. But I've read it, okay, in a lot of places. It's on Twitter. A lot of people on Twitter talking. But I'm going to tell you right now, people, I've talked to the best. Very good friends with. They've read The Art of the Deal, done my charity events. I've talked to Dave Rock. I've talked to Chris Chappelle. Okay? Basically, I've talked to the blacks. And they have assured me that I'm one of the best comedians they've ever seen. But here's the thing, people. Here's the thing. I'm not going to come here and tell you the jokes. Why would I do that? If I tell you the jokes, you're going to take them. You're going to go to work on Monday. You're going to tell them there. And then I don't make money off of the jokes, and I like making money. Very good at it. Really smart businessman. Went to Wharton Business School, one of the best. Maybe the best, to be honest. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of telling you the jokes, I'm going to make the people from Magooby's, and believe me, they're good people. I'm going to make them write me a very huge check. And believe me when I say write it, they're going to write it. And I'm going to give that money to the troops, okay? Maybe. gonna make comedy great again. You guys are really good. Thank you. Thanks very much. It's very nice.